Coach Belichick joining us here. I'll ask anyone who has questions to please raise their hand, and we'll get started with the first question from Mike Reese.
Thanks, Stephanie. Good morning, Bill. How are you today?
Good, Mike. How's it going?
Doing well. Glad you got back safely.
Yeah, we're back.
All right. The kicker situation is sort of fascinating to me just because Nick's been so steady and you got Chad with the big leg, obviously younger. What have you observed just over the course of the camp and since you've had these two guys as to where that stands right now?
Yeah, very competitive. We haven't kicked a field goal in preseason, so it's all been touchdowns and no field goal attempts. So we've had plenty of them in practice, which that's what we have to go off of. They've both had really good camps, so that's pretty tight competition. Same thing with the punter situation. Corliss had two huge punts last night, one out of the end zone. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. It looks like we got very good competition at both those spots.
I was wondering about the significance of not. I think Nick had the one field goal in the first preseason game. Though I think it was like, would you have liked to see more in game conditions, or is that just something like, you can't set that up right unless you kick on third down?
Right, yeah. So, trying to play the game, generally speaking, that would work out, in the course of 3 games. But it didn't, and so it is what it is. Nothing we can do about that.
I had one more. I don't think there's anyone behind me, but I just don't want to monopolize this for anyone else. But I was just going to ask you, as we look ahead to Eagles, I don't know, there's a lot of balls in the air, obviously, right? Like at this time of year.
Sure.
Nick hasn't played, I don't think a lot of, like Jalen Hurts, he hasn't played. I'm just wondering how significant that is for you guys, that there isn't preseason tape to see of Hurts, and how significant is that for you guys as you shift to preparation, looking ahead to the opener?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. There's 3 snaps of Ryan Tannehill too, so that's what most teams do, and obviously our better players have gotten a lot of work in our practices and in the in the joint practice with Green Bay. So they've taken a lot of snaps, just haven't been in preseason games. So we'll see where things are at, but yeah, it's. I think we have plenty to work with Philadelphia. I'm sure they've been working on things that they haven't shown, and that's always part of opening day. But we'll do what we can to be ready for them, be ready to go.
I'd ask anyone that has a question to please raise their hand, and the next question will be from Mark Daniels.
Bill, good morning. When it comes to Chad and Nick, is that something you would think about, keeping 2 kickers on the roster in your time in the NFL? Have you ever had a scenario like that where you've had 2 place kickers on the roster for whatever reason?
Yeah, we had 2 kickers last year on the roster in one game. So, yeah, again, there's a number of things to consider when you look at the whole roster makeup. We'll get into those this weekend, and do what we feel like's best for the team. That's all I can tell you.
And with the offensive line situation with Michael, when he returning to practice last week, I know you guys have been locked in with him at right guard. Would you consider moving him out to right tackle, or since he's been locked in, he's played really well, is he sort of stapled in at that position moving forward?
Right. Well, we'll see how it goes with the offensive line. Be nice to have all the players available. That hasn't been the case. We'll see how that pans out here in the next few days and coming weeks and so forth. But yeah, we'll just have to see how things work out. We have some versatility. We have guys that have played different positions. So we'll just have to see how it goes here.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Next question, Chris Ryan.
Bill, how are you?
Hey, Chris.
As you get prepared for Eagles in 2 weeks from today, what are the biggest areas of focus you feel for the football club to be ready within these next 2 weeks?
Right. Well, we'll take a closer look at the Eagles. We've seen a little bit of them in preseason. Kept up with them a little bit, and obviously spent time on them in the offseason when the schedule came out. But right now, I think the big thing for us is to get our team established, our roster established, and um, figure out what the Patriots are doing to prepare for the 2023 17 game regular season schedule. Philly's a big part of that, but we have to see a whole season's worth of football here and make those decisions, figure out what we need to work on this week, and combine that with preparation for the Eagles. So there's a number of balls in the air, but we'll work on all of them.
But more from an internal standpoint, I mean, what do you feel good about, and what obviously are you looking to focus upon, within the next couple of weeks just internally?
Yeah, we'll be working on everything. We haven't had much situational football like everybody else in preseason with probably the players who are going to be in there during the regular season games. So we've done a lot of that in practice. So that's something that we'll have to keep working on in addition to all the kind of normal situations, normal plays that they need to work on, and then based on the roster composition, and work that in there as well, and then at some point merge that into Philadelphia preparations, which will we'll be totally in on those preparations the week of the game, but we have this coming week here to work on again other things that will hopefully be foundational for us going forward into the regular season in all areas, not just the Philly game that we'll prepare for and work through as well. So it's a combination of a number of things here, and obviously our fundamentals, just basic core fundamentals that go with all plays or a lot of plays. We need to keep those sharp too. So as I said, it's really a mixture of things. Philly's certainly on the horizon, and that's part of the emphasis, but we have some things that we need to do that are more just generic season planning things that aren't necessarily specific to the Eagle game. They have relevance to hopefully every game.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Next question, Dakota Randall.
Good morning, Bill. From a coachability and ethics standpoint, what have you seen this summer as a whole from Kayshon Boutte, someone who, obviously faced some questions coming out of college, but really seemed to improve as camp went along and finished strong?
I think just the way you put it is about sums it up pretty well. Didn't do a whole lot in the spring, and as the camp went on, seemed to get stronger and more productive, both in practice and in games. Really in all the areas that he worked into. So that was very encouraging, and we showed explosive ability on the field when he played. So he's had a good camp, and again, we'll just take a look at everything here as we put things together. Over the weekend here, and then heading into the regular season. But yeah, Kayshon's had a strong camp.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Next question, Zach Cox.
Morning, Bill. Just curious what the thought process was behind the quarterback rotation last night, with Bailey playing and then leaving and then coming back in for the second half.
Yeah, I wanted to give Trey give him some snaps as well. Earlier in the game, not just wait till the end, and then played Malik a little bit too. So it was mostly a Bailey game, but we wanted to give the other two quarterbacks some opportunities as well.
All right, that looks like all the questions for today. So thank you very much, Coach Belichick, and thank you everyone for joining.
Great, thank you.